Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com, a free site, bettingangle.us, a free site. Today is August the 10th, 2019. Let's talk boxing, but first remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. Now, you have at least three prodigies right now who are in their early 20s, right, who I believe today could step in a ring against the consensus champion in their division and hold their own, right? These are the videos that get me in trouble. All three of these guys are in their very early 20s. But the next generation isn't in the future, folks. Members are here today, and they are world class. Now, we all know about one of them, Devin Haney. Eddie Hearn is saying, hey, whoever wins the Loma-Luke Campbell fight, I want Devin Haney to fight them. Devin Haney is that good, right? In my opinion, throw Devin Haney in the ring today against Vasyl Lomachenko. That's a competitive fight. Let's talk about another guy who we know about, who I consider to be a prodigy, Daniel Dubois. Now, I'll agree, Dubois can work on a few things, right? Untested late in a fight. Okay, fair enough. I'll agree Andy Ruiz is probably too fast for him at this stage, right? He'd have to figure out what to do as Andy collapses the pocket and flashes hand speed. But I believe that Dubois would give Tyson Fury problems. I think he would give Deontay Wilder problems today, right? Today, right now. Well, let me name a third guy, and he's in the fight of the day. It's an important fight for him. His name is Vergil Ortiz, right? He's fighting a guy who only has one loss, and that was in a title match for the WBC super lightweight title, right? He's fighting a guy who beat Humberto Soto, who beat Emmanuel Taylor, right? Noteworthy fighters. And that's Antonio Orozco, right? Tough, hard veteran, who I'm expecting to lose today to prodigy Vergil Ortiz. This is a name you need to know. This is a name you need to circle, right? This guy, in my opinion, is going to burst onto the scene, right? Terrence Crawford has left 140. I know Jose Pedraza is now in the division. I know the world is focused on people like, at lighter weights, Gervonta Davis, right? I'm just telling you that this guy, Vergil Ortiz, is ready today. Vegas believes so too because he is a minus 900 favorite over Antonio Orozco. In other words, a guy with 13 fights. By the way, 13 KOs. A guy with 13 fights is favored over a guy who has over 20 wins and only one loss. I think Ortiz wins today. The play I like is Ortiz to win, right? Let me just say, can't hedge it because the odds are so long, right? The fight might be unbettable because the odds are so long. But Vergil Ortiz, I think, is special. I like Andy Ruiz, and I'm telling you, this is a subset of boxing, like Sugar Ray Leonard. Vergil Ortiz is a combination puncher. In other words, while other guys are there looking to set up pot shots or one shot to the liver and stuff like that, Vergil Ortiz comes in and he's throwing a combination. He's throwing many punches. He's the machine gunner, right? He comes in, he's throwing a bunch of punches. More importantly, like Ruiz and like Leonard, right? He thinks fast. In other words, this is a guy who has a method to his madness. There's always a method to the madness. You'll notice that he's a great body puncher. That left hand always seems to find a way to hit a guy in the solar plexus, right? He's not even trying to just hit you on the side. No, he's throwing body punches. He comes in, he moves just enough to get you to move. Then he's trying to hit you right here. It's a unique fight style. His best punch is his right hand up top. You have to worry about that. So that opens the door to the other punches in his combination. Right? Let me say, too, that he's great at sequencing. In other words, like Chris Eubank, who I consider to be great at sequencing, he can throw a combination while you're throwing a combination. In other words, sequencers, in my opinion, they recognize your punch pattern. They're throwing their own set of punches. They have a goal in mind, right? It's to land the third punch in the combination, or it's to hit you in the solar plexus, or it's to maneuver you into their right hand, right? This guy is great at timing and sequencing. It's really hard to explain. So in the highlights, you'll notice that the guy he's fighting is throwing punches while he's throwing punches. But you'll notice that as the guy he's fighting is throwing punches, he's rolling and has figured out how to dodge those punches, right? While he's throwing his own combination. In other words, this guy can fight at a very fast pace, right? It's not all about hand speed, right? This guy can fight at a very fast pace. Like Chris Eubank, he can take you out of your comfort zone and start throwing so many punches, right, that you get lured into a shootout that you're unprepared for. Right? Now, keep in mind, when I say this guy's a combination puncher, that's not all he does. He can pot shot you too, right? He can lead with power shots. He doesn't need to tap you. He doesn't really have a tell where you know what's coming. He can lead with his power shot. But the real eye-opener here is that the guy can literally speed up the pace of the fight, right? Have you fighting at a pace you don't want to fight. So let me just say, it's a noteworthy fight because Ortiz, today's fight against Orozco, is noteworthy because Ortiz is tall. Orozco fights low. You'll notice he comes in low. He's not that tall. He comes in low. He's throwing body shots, right? He's throwing hooks. For most fighters, he's hard to find. Because Ortiz is a master at hitting you in the solar plexus, right? I'm expecting Ortiz to find him. But understand, anytime a taller guy is facing an aggressive, shorter opponent who can bend his knees and collapse the pocket, that deserves your attention, right? I believe Ortiz is going to be tested. I don't believe Ortiz is going to deal with Orozco by clinching him. I think he's so good at sequencing that as Orozco collapsed the pocket, he's going to bounce to the side. Then he's going to start throwing combinations knowing that Orozco is out of position. He's going to want Orozco to trade because it's when a fighter trades that he leaves himself open for counters. Right? Pay very close attention to this fight, folks. It's at 140. Right? I'm just telling you the next generation is here. This guy is special. No one has gone the distance against him. Right? I'm sure he views at 147 the Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford guard as the old guard, right? The old group. We're talking about a guy here, very early 20s. I believe he's like 21 years old or something like that. He views those men as old men, right? This guy is on a mission. I believe you need to think of him when you think of Haney and Dubois. Again, his name is Vergil Ortiz. He has the toughest match of his career today against Antonio Orozco. I'm expecting him to win it. The odds are way too long, right? Minus 900. Gee, you're not going to make a lot of money on this fight. This might be that fight where you keep your wallet in your pocket and you just watch it and enjoy. But whatever you do, circle this guy's name, right? Since Mikey Garcia is now fighting at 147, really, in my opinion, the only guy who really contests Vergil Ortiz at 140 would be Jose Pedraza. That's how I see it. Let me hear from you. I hope you leave your comments in the comment section of this video. Thanks for stopping by.